problems of urban blight and inflation as resourcefully as we satisfy our passions. Item 8. Those of you double-shifted at the D.D. Cleveland concert at Memorial Auditorium tonight are listed on the upstairs board. Be aware that for reasons unknown, vandalism and theft among those leaving Ms. Cleveland's concert in the past have tended to focus on shoe stores, especially those dealing in your more exotic and reptilian styles of contemporary footwear. Item 9 is a memo from Chief Daniels regarding profanity in our dealings with the civilian populace, which memo is also posted on the upstairs board. People, I recognize downtown's tendency to be unrealistic in these matters, but consider a complaint I took yesterday from an elderly woman who had rendered assistance with a stalled vehicle by one of our uniforms. It was one of our own, going the extra mile in the performance of his duty, yet he was so accustomed to certain patterns of speech that in arriving at the scene, he cheerfully inquired, and I quote, "So what the bleep's wrong with your car?" Said bleep allegedly causing the complainant a severe episode of migraine. Now, I've assembled some terms you might try substituting for the swear words in question as you move through your daily routine. Now, they won't come trippingly to your tongue at first, but with time and usage, you could find them becoming second nature. Your recourse to obscenity will then be fresh and vital when you encounter those situations in individuals for whom only obscenity will suffice. Now, the officer in question could have used the word heck. Under more suitable terms, drat, shoot, fudge. Instead of the more common expletive usually associated with your street patois. Item last. Starting today and continuing for the next 6 weeks, Sergeant Esterhaus will not be supervising the activities of the front desk. He will instead be conducting an experimental 6-week orientation class for senior cadets at the police academy. In his absence, his duties upstairs will be divided between Officer Schnitz and Sergeant Goldblum. I will, however, continue to deliver the morning roll call. That's it, let's roll. And hey, let's be careful out there. And people, let's show a little restraint in defacing the chief's memo.
You know, I can rub ice cubes.
Not enough to issue new procedure every god darn week. It's not enough that we're up to our seat of our pants and policy. Everything we personally hygiene and choke over. You get out of my way.
Excuse me.
Please, now they're trying to regulate my acts.
Well, there's something to fudge off. Morning, Lieutenant.
That's easy for you to say.
Bates Coffee, robbery, shooting, bodega at 4139 Jefferson.
Yeah.
Domestic beef, 9260 106th Street, apartment 5.
Domestic.
Now
You'll
they're
have to
trying
wait.
to regulate my facility. Hygienic.
Facilities.
Don't look at me like that, sweet-faced boy. I'll put you.
Use it.
Why are we so stern?
Last last name first.
Dubois.
First name.
Blanche.
We have a 911. Armed robbery in progress. See surplus store, corner People's Drive, 124th Street.
Somebody's trade got a little rough, huh?
Some of us know how to incite passion. Can't you change that to lascivious carriage? It's a tonier kind of bust.
You were soliciting, Pit Breath.
I've never tricked for anyone I wouldn't have done gratis.
Elker. Come on. So what if he was on the lawn? He likes the fresh air. Well, it's warm, see? Okay, so he forgot to put him on. Next time you lay him out where he can see him better. He did what? No, he didn't. Mrs. Caridi's oak tree? He was sleepwalking. Don't say that. Don't use that word. He was sleepwalking and he had to make water and that's all. He does not think he's a dog. That's probably a deep cough. We are not gonna speak if you continue to say that word. I'll talk to you later. I will call you later on. Give my love to Pop. So feed him. Put it down there for him.
How old is he?
None of your business. He's 82.
Senility is nothing to be ashamed of, you know.
He is not senile.
It's part of life.
Will you button it?
My grandmother was senile. She had such fun on her birthdays. She'd open her present, then drift off, then look down, see her present, and get happy all over again.
That's what my father does with his breakfast cereal.
Frank, I have a tax audit this afternoon. The IRS has called me. Receipts? Yes. Frank, I'm really worried. Rosa's sister bought us a lottery ticket in New Hampshire last summer. We won $2,500. Now she won't talk to us.
And you didn't report the income?
The man at the service said they never check. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. He said, deduct a portion of our rent. He said, don't declare what Rosa made selling dress patterns.
She gonna go with you to the audit? That's what they advertise.
Their office says they are trying to find him.
Morning, Frank. Ray.
Morning. I have a tax audit this afternoon.
It's probably just routine.
Oh. Iverson got 18 months.
Who is Iverson?
He didn't file a return for 7 years, Howard.
Who is Iverson?
He's a lieutenant in Midtown. They let him do his time on the weekends.
Nobody's gonna be stopped, ma'am. Just tone down your language.
Oh, is it the police?
Yes, sir. It is the police. Oh, my goodness. Sir, just take it easy, okay?
Oh, my head's stuck. Get me out of here!
Now, Carl, give me that hammer.
Ow! He's stepping on my hand.
Get off his hand, Carl. Now, will everybody please take a minute and tell me what it is that is happening here?
I came home to find my wife, that slut there, in my bed with my former best friend, Rudy, who I'm gonna bust up real good.
Give me the hammer, Carl. Now, you haven't hurt anybody yet. Now, come on.
Now, cousin, can you tell me how it is that you happen to get your melon wedged in here like this?
I know.
He slept climbing out of the window.
I want him out of my bathroom.
He will get out of your bathroom, Carl, if you just give that hammer to Officer Hill.
I'm not worth being killed for.
Ma'am, please.
Give the hammer to Officer Hill here. That boy, Carl, way to go.
I'm gonna give him the hammer.
Yeah, I got the hammer, sir.
You forgive me, sugar.
Take it easy, okay?
Now, what we have to do here is we just have to...
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
I think we got a problem here, son.
Let's get a little room here. Excuse me.
I already notified.
He gave everything. He didn't fight. Why did they shoot him?
Would you like to sit down? Do you remember anything else at all about the way they looked?
Oh, white. They have... I don't see them very well.
Mrs. Rodriguez, there are going to be some detectives that are going to come back in a little while to talk to you. And there's going to be some men also that will try to get some fingerprints. So you're going to have to keep the store closed and just don't touch anything at all right?
You catch them.
Do you have someone to come stay with you?
My children will be home for lunch.
We got a call for St. Mary's Church. Sounds pretty bad. Crowd control.
Stop, keep it clear. Around. And down. Well, you go back. Right? All right, stand up. Can we just have a word with you?
That's all.
Captain Ferrello. Lieutenant Cayetano.
Rosa Lombardi.
Her name in Christ, Sister Anna Carmel. 38 raped, beaten with fists and blunt instrument, mutilated. They carved crosses in her torso and thighs with a knife. Multiple internal injuries, shock and severe hemorrhaging. Multiple skull fractures. The Emmy thinks probably drugs with the level of violence.
Witnesses?
Sister Agnes looked out the convent window, saw a couple of guys running away from the sacristy here. She didn't see much, Mike.
Get her down to the station. I want a house-to-house of streets facing the church. Question the priest. Any assaults or burglaries on or near the premises with Sister Anna being harassed. Get a list of all the parishioners. I want everybody questioned. Inventory what was taken as quickly as you can. Ray?
Get your hands off that car, please. Thank you very much.
Get me out of here fast, Ray. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Leo! Would you please escort the press to the outside of the building? Thank you. Howard, take your men outside, would you? They're the makings of a first-class mob. Al, my office.
Son?
Al, I want a list of everybody with an MO for church busting in the last decade. I want to know who's been arrested for loitering in churches, for disrupting church services, or for vandalizing churches. I want to know everybody who's been dealing in religious artifacts or anything vaguely connected with church services. Also, I want a list of all sex offenders with a history of this kind of violence.
I'll go through division first, then put in a BCI request.
Do it. Good. Oh, keep a line open to the last, because when the evidence comes in, we want to be able to match it up with names.
Right.
Ray, call all the pawn shops. Tell them we want anything that comes in from a church, and even if they're not sure, have them call in. And contact all the religious leaders in the community. That means every denomination. This crime is going to make them ugly, and we'll need all the help we can get keeping the hysteria at a manageable level.
All right. Cap, I just got word from the hospital that Sister Anna's in surgery. They expect it to take several hours.
Keep me posted. Hold it, hold it. What's her name, Sister Agnes? Tell them to run her through the mug books, but not here in private. Use interrogation.
Yes. Yes. Get me your supervisor, somebody with authority.
Came to bail out Eddie Gregg? All right, come on over this way.
Just tell your superior that I am unable to make the 4:30 appointment to audit my tax return. Because I'm a police officer and there is a crisis. What do you mean that's no excuse? Does a man have to be dying in his bed? You wouldn't do that to me. You can't. This is United States of America. You can?
You gotta get somebody to the hospital. Let it go. Costing me money. Money and aggravation. Tempted to leave him out in the rain and just let him melt.
Ramon, I want to go home.
Tony, what's gonna buy you in this condition, huh? If I had known that there would be a downtime in the apparatus, we'll let the city come down and take care of the tab.
Who are you, Toe Jam?
So close over. They have my typhoid shots this year.
Ramon Hernandez, he's bailing out. I asked him.
Please don't get involved in this.
Don't tell me where to get involved.
My personal involvement. I see Eddie has soothed at least one savage breast with his boyish charm.
I asked you a question, mincemeat.
I'm his business manager. And I'm going to take him home. Right, Eddie?
Come here. Don't look at me. Look at yourself.
What'd you say, young Dietrich?
Hey, you keep laughing, pal. You're killing yourself. Oh, I should tell you about some of the things I've seen happen to your types. You wouldn't laugh so much. And that hairbag out there is bleeding you to death.
Ramon is my only friend.
Like hell he is. You seem like a pretty good guy. Why do you keep degrading yourself?
It's what I do.
Then stop doing it. Clean up your act, for God's sake.
You're so dear.
You were right. I should have kept out of this. Come on.
Sister Agnes, this is Captain Fro.
Sister?
I'm afraid I'm not being much help, Captain.
Doing fine, sister. Just keep looking.
They were running away, Captain. I hardly saw them. None of these faces means anything.
Don't be too hard on yourself, sister. These things take time. We'll find these men, and I swear to you they'll be punished.
I saw the things that they did to her body. It will be a hard memory to live with, but I know Sister Anna has already forgiven them.
I wish I could.
Damn boat's frozen solid.
Oh, you wouldn't believe how often these things happen, you know? And you can lose them. They can strangle on you. It ain't as simple as it looks.
I don't know why you don't try refined olive oil.
This mix of petroleum jelly and shampoo is the best we got. Not saying that it works every time.
How you doing there, Rudy, bro?
Sick. Nauseous. And I can't breathe.
Okay, if this doesn't work, we're gonna have to call the fire department, all right?
I want him out of here. I want him out right now.
Oh, would you please?
All right, are you guys ready to do something about this here?
I'm ready. You ready, Larry?
I'm ready. How about you? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Terrific. Everybody's ready. All right, come on over here now. Pull a hole here now. His leg. Pull. Now, on the count.
Yeah?
1, 2, 3. Okay, it's coming.
No, it's not. No, it isn't.
It's coming. I'll give you some slack.
Hey, the guy ain't breathing!
That's it.
Help myself. I love that face.
I'm going to be sick.
Why don't you go outside and play, okay? Can you go into more detail about what they were wearing?
What do you mean?
Were their shirts long or short sleeve? Did they have cuffs in their pants? Stop.
Man, you're gonna get hurt up there,
What about their general appearances? Any scars, acne, bad teeth? Was one taller, shorter than the other?
Come on, man. Hey, man, where's the damn forensics?
St. Mary's, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, don't touch anything back there, all right? You're a good guy now.
Come on, man.
Hey, let's just do a job, eh, babe?
Hey, man, we're wasting our time, huh? Now, the scene's been trampled on by half the neighborhood. I can get a better suspect description out of Helen Keller, and forensics is tied up till next Easter. It's a write-off, man.
Well, you tell her that, huh?
You think I like it any better than you do? Now, let's face it, okay? On the homicide hit parade, this ain't exactly number 10 with a bullet. So we can stay here and waste time, play games, or we can move on to something more promising.
Cost efficiency, right, J.D.?
You got it.
Results, my man.
767.
C citizen at 1754.
The jeweler's schedule. And I went in the back and I called. I mean, I heard what happened up at St. Mary's this morning.
Right.
And then when I came back out here, they was gone.
St. Mary's?
Yeah, two guys about 10 minutes ago, they came in here and tried to pawn some religious stuff.
6 minutes. More like 8.
As soon as he goes in the back room to use the phone, they get jumpy, take off, and split.
Yeah, they went that way, straight ahead on foot. I saw them, the two of them.
Yeah, well, the tall one had a black fishnet shirt and gray pants, the other jeans and a gray sweatshirt.
All right, I'll radio for
A
backup.
rip tray sweatshirt.
A rip tray sweatshirt.
Yeah. They couldn't have gotten very far.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Two possible suspects from St. Mary's and vicinity of Vineyard in Utica. Two black males between 20 and 25.
We're approaching 132nd and it's clear up here. Unit 22, vicinity of Utica and 138 is...
You know, that's 30 seconds per block. That's 4 or 5 minutes. They could be all the way to Dexter Avenue by now. Hold it, get back. I think we got it.
That's them.
All right. Let's punch it. 2202, we've got him. We're going north on Utica, west of Elmwood. They're going down an alley just south of Jefferson.
Who are they?
They'll be a thief.
Can you give me some names?
Look, hey, all right, let's imagine there's a line here. We're not going to go beyond this line.
Was it clean? Were they advised?
Oh, yeah, right away.
What'd they say?
Oh, there are a couple of virgins that found the stuff in an alley.
Show Sister Agnes the church stuff, then arrange a lineup. We'll wait for the lawyers.
Mm-hmm. And how long you lived there?
Couple of months. Get out of my face.
Well, what?
Or I'll spit in it.
Hey, you spit in my face, Celestine, and I'll break both your arms. Now, why'd you beat up the sister?
What sister? Hey, where's my lawyer at?
It's on the way. I already told you you don't have to tell us anything. Unless, of course, you figured your buddy Gerald's giving you up to my partner.
Giving me up for what? Man, we tried to move some equipment. Talk about we got over some nun.
What do you mean, got over?
Raped her, whatever you...
Nobody here said rape.
Well, beat her up. Hey, where's my damn lawyer?
Hey, check our sheet, brother. Hey, I mean, we did some breaking in, but never nothing like this here, what you saying with this sister.
Was it you who robbed those other churches?
Maybe we did, maybe we didn't, you know? Have to check with my lawyer. Hey, but I definitely said we didn't do nothing with this other job.
You telling me your partner couldn't do violence?
Hey, man, you talking about a fight? I mean, Celestine's, he's bad. I mean, he'd take on that cowboy dude, see? But you wouldn't be messing with no religious nun.
No good, Gerald. You guys did it. Celestine may have been in front. Do you want to help yourself out?
Yeah, I help myself out, Jack. I'll shut up and wait till my mouth get here. Move off me.
Frank, we got a positive ID from Sister Agnes in the church, Adams.
Good. Chaz, they get the search warrant for their rooming house?
On his way over there.
Are we ready in lineup?
I got Bates waiting with the sister.
Need the lab report.
Belker's booking the man.
Frank?
Some butts.
Can we get something on the arrest, Captain?
Ralph Mancuso, this is Captain Frillo.
Hi. How are you?
We're
Fine.
here to see Celestine Gray and Gerald Chapman.
I'm going to be doing affiliate work with Miss Davenport's office, Captain. As you probably know, the public defender isn't permitted to defend most
I know.
suspects. I'd like to go on record that that's a frightening group of people outside.
They think your clients have committed a frightening crime.
They'll need extra protection going to arraignment.
They'll get it, but first I want them in lineup.
Line up for whom?
For the sister who saw the suspects fleeing, we've already connected with people with the goods. Excuse me.
All the way to the end. Hit your mark, space forward. Get your head up, number 5. Number 4, take your hat off.
Take your time, sister.
Turn to your left. Profile.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I was too far away and they were running so fast.
Frank. She died without regaining consciousness.
Captain, the lab report's a little sketchy. They had to operate. That didn't help too much with the forensics.
Did they give us anything?
Just the blood type. The attacker was type O for whatever that's worth.
Do they know how many?
No. We're gonna lose these guys.
I'm worried when we bring them out, Frank. Howard says there are 200 people on the street and more coming.
Get some backups from Jefferson Heights.
I mean, when are they gonna take them downtown?
What's it to you, son?
Hey, come on, I got a right to ask. Will you protect them?
Yeah, we do.
Frank, I don't have to fly my colors for you to know that I'm a law and order man.
Howard?
Frank, I believe in justice, swift and sure. I've been willing to put my body on the line to deliver it.
What's your problem?
I have been standing out there getting pelted by what I suspect to be a pretty fair fraction of this week's dairy and vegetable purchases on the Hill, and I have been asking myself, why?
Bring in reinforcements from the Heights.
Oh, that's not the point, Frank. If I wanted someone to interpose themselves between those pulsing masses and these savages, I would just as soon it were me. After all, my eaters are family men. No, Frank, the question is why? Why should any of us?
Howard.
Frank, I know. I know. It's blasphemy. But doggone it, Frank. When I think of that poor nun, when I think of these miscreants, when I contemplate their endless sojourn through the futility of that judicial process, Frank, I think to myself, let's us provide that mob with the lumber and the tools and a picture of the scaffold. And then we'll throw open the prison gates and let those two subhuman savages be consumed by the monster that they have created. One man's opinion without tears.
Thanks for the input, Howard.
Eggplant.
Leo, I need a business pass.
Anna Carmelo continues. We know two men are in custody, but as yet we have no names or if in fact the police continue to make formal charges.
Where's Lieutenant Kaiser?
Can tell you that there's deep anger and resentment here in the police as well as those government trust.
Right there.
Thank you very much.
Joe, so what's it like out front?
Well, they're not too keen on the judicial process.
Lieutenant Calatano?
Yes?
I'm Donald Murphy. I'll be going with you to the IRS this afternoon.
I don't understand. Where is Mr. Owens?
He's no longer with the company. But I've had a quick look at your return. Everything seems fairly in order.
But you don't know about the lottery ticket or dress patterns. How can you go with me?
What dress patterns?
I didn't declare some extra income. Mr. Owens said not to.
Well, that's a definite infraction. I must remind you, Lieutenant, that we don't accompany you as legal advisors.
I want to see Mr. Owens.
So does the FBI. There are warrants out for his arrest for interstate fraud. I think he's in Paraguay. Or Bolivia. Oh, madre mia. Well, I don't know. I guess your return looks in order, providing the IRS hasn't found out about the additional income.
What would they do to me?
Excuse me?
If they know, what would happen to me?
Yeah, I'm a little curious about that myself. See, this is my first week on the job, kind of moonlighting, if you know what I mean. Primarily, I sell biodegradable soap products. Lieutenant, have you ever held a handful of ordinary laundry detergent? There's a burning sensation. That's the phosphates.
Phosphates. I am not going.
Lieutenant, I'm told the IRS does not take kindly to no-shows.
Get out. Get out!
Just search it again, Alf, and then come back in. Yeah, and the vicinity of the building, too. Right. Okay. Oh, Joe, have Leo call the DA's office. Hello. And tell Bernstein not to leave for the grand jury till I get there.
Captain, this is Mrs. Eladio Rodriguez, her husband.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Where are your men, Captain? I wait for the detectives to come back. I wait for who takes fingerprints. I want who killed my husband to be caught.
Mrs. Rodriguez.
I know the sister is attacked today. Did the sister support a family? Does she have beautiful hands like my Eladia?
Mrs. Rodriguez, will you please talk to Detective Goldblum? He'll help you. Joe will fill you in. Do what you can.
Detective Goldblum's gonna help.
Get your hand on it, man. Get on.
Excuse me? Ow! You're on my foot.
Get on.
Frank! What's going on here?
Faye, I'm on my way out.
Oh, God, he's got a gun!
You're trying to kill me! You're trying to kill me!
Get in the interrogation. Press everybody out now, right now, please. Get somebody on the front door. Don't let anybody through unless he's connected with the case and frisk everyone. Anybody hit?
No, I think he shot my
Okay.
Frank, you know, I just came by to ask you about Frank Jr.'s school registration. Well, see, they want to skip him a grade, and I'm real happy about it. I was thinking, maybe he should stay with his own age group. What do you think?
Faye, could we talk about this some other time?
Well, you know, he did so well on his achievement test, and I was so proud. Oh, my God, Frank, I'm bleeding.
You just caught some flying glass. I don't think it's serious, but you're going to the hospital anyway. Ray! Can you stand?
I think so.
Straight out. I'll call you at the house. You all right?
I'll come on. Don't say anything. Move it.
Get off me! Get
I'm sorry. I heard she died. For the grand jury, we're going to need the arresting officer, the officers who recovered and ran down the religious articles, and one of the articles themselves. We can have an indictment by 6 o'clock.
Don't go to the grand jury, Irwin.
Don't go? We've got a whole city screaming for action in this.
I know you can get an indictment now, but what about down the road? We have no weapon, no forensics, no one to place them at St. Mary's, and all they have for Pryor's are low-rent B&Es.
You searched their place yet?
Nothing in it. No prints in the church either.
So come on. You take 6 months, you build a case.
Irwin, I have a lot of wrapping with nothing in the package. You know as well as I do what we don't have today isn't going to get any better tomorrow.
They did it, didn't they? Frank, if you're holding something back from...
I'm holding anything back. Of course they did it. I watched these guys in interrogation, and for an hour and a half, the hairs in the back of my neck stood up.
So?
So I need a confession. Now. If we indict for murder without it, they go right into protective. Their lawyers are around them like armor plate, and 6 months from now, we don't have a confession or a case. But consider the alternative.
What alternative?
We charge them with what we have. Stolen property. We set the bail accordingly, and they'll have an interesting choice, won't they?
Are you kidding? Frank, there's a lynch mob out there.
I know there's a lynch mob out there. I think I can use it.
You will be signing a death warrant.
Call the judge.
Mrs. Bernstein, look what your son Irwin is doing.
26 on the calendar. Gerald Chapman and Celestine Gray, charged with 140.20 misdemeanor possession of stolen property.
DA, your application.
Your Honor, in view of the relative lack of seriousness of the crimes charged, the people are not asking for bail. Defendants may be released in their own recognizance.
Defense counsel.
Very reasonable.
Reasonable. Judge, my client was shot at this afternoon. My client's name is in every newspaper connected to a heinous crime. Look at this courtroom infested with vultures. I demand protective incarceration for my client.
As you know, Miss Davenport, it's not the purpose of bail to protect defendants from matters not before this court. DA's request granted. Release on recognizance.
Judge, is the court unaware there may be mob contracts on my client's life?
Miss Davenport, this is a tribunal of rules and procedures. If your client were charged with a felony, he could elect to remain in custody under CCP 3606. But since we only have a misdemeanor...
Why only a misdemeanor, Judge? Can you answer me that? Why? The items taken from the church are very possibly of felony value. Are you going to let the DA avoid the intent of 3606 by connivingly charging only a misdemeanor?
Don't let us start with that technical stuff, Judge. Give them
Your Honor, rather than overtax the Corrections Department with a needless incarceration, the people have decided simply to drop the charges. Defendants, though they remain prime suspects in a capital crime, are free to go.
Free to go? Your Honor, this is a travesty. I petition for police protection for my client.
You'll have to speak to Captain Ferrillo about that. Charges dismissed on motion of DA.
For the record, then. For the record. The district attorney and the police department have clearly conspired to dismiss the charges in this case in order to coerce a confession of murder by my client or his co-defendant. So what we have here is a neat little exercise in legalist vigilantism. What got you into their bed, Your Honor? A little letter of the law in one ear, a little good of the community in the other?
Miss Davenport, before you extend your speculations, I'm going to suggest that you reflect on the fact that there is no longer a case before this court, and then count. Whatever it is, you count when you're trying to regain your self-control. In the interim, this court is adjourned. And don't you ever, when you come before this bench, ever speak like that to me again, or I'll throw you in jail.
Railroading bastard.
Captain, my client has advised me he would like to talk with you.
Second-degree murder with no recommendation for leniency.
Captain, you're talking 25 to life.
You work the numbers, Counselor. No leniency.
But we do get the name change and the federal facility.
Standard change of identity, maximum security federal penitentiary.
He rolls all the way over. Confession plus testimony.
Gerald? It was Celestine who said to do it. She wouldn't let us. She locked us out of the room. Celestine all loaded and jumping bad.
Get the stenographer.
These are about what happens to some people when, you know, they get senile. They're from the library. You can keep them for 60 days.
Thank you.
May I call you by your first name?
Sure.
Mick, it looked like living with forgetting was the best. I think one of the chapters, it's about not being ashamed. I put a bookmark.
You look good.
I thought about what you said before, about degrading myself. No more bus station men's rooms for Eddie Gregg.
Attaboy.
I'm going to work the men's room at the Hotel Excelsior.
I want you to know that what you did tonight frightens me.
I understand.
Do you?
This is the kind of crime that tears a city apart. It brings out what's savage in thousands of people. It has to be dealt with very quickly.
So the book goes out the window.
I went by the book. I pushed a little hard at the bindings.
That's a crock of the well-known article, Frillo. You bulldozed.
I did what I've seen you do for your clients 50 times. I used every resource.
Furlow, I'm a public defender. I play a role in a system of checks and balances. And other people are supposed to play theirs with the same kind of energy. You with your jungle justice threw that all out of whack today. Gerald Chapman would have confessed to killing Abraham Lincoln to avoid that mob tonight.
I can live with what I did, Joyce. I went by my instincts, and they were right. Under these circumstances, I'd do it again.
You can trust your instincts, Frank. Maybe even I can trust your instincts. But I don't want to trust everybody's instincts. I want there to be rules, and I want them obeyed, especially by people who wear badges and guns. You perverted the law tonight, and you're so damn happy about snagging your confession, you don't even begin to see it yet. Please see it, Frank. How's Faye? Is she all right?
I talked to her. She has a couple of stitches in her head. Yeah, she's all right.
Frank, I don't think I want to be with you tonight.
I understand. Gerald not only gave us a confession, he gave us the location of the murder weapon. There's no mistake here. These are the killers.
Is that where you make your stand finally, Frank? With the oldest excuse in the world? The end justifies the means.
Frank? On the Rodriguez robbery homicide. I went over there with Mrs. Rodriguez. And no witnesses. No way we're gonna get ongoing SIT.
Let's at least try. First thing tomorrow.
I'll do my best. We're really jammed. I don't think we're gonna make this one, Frank.
Frank. Oh, really? How'd it go with the IRS today?
I called the district manager and explained our situation. I will see him tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. The men are proud of what you did today.